What can St. Kitts Nevis learn from the civil rights movement in the United States, even as the Federation confronts social and political issues? The daughter of a U.S. civil rights leader, Hosea Williams, Dr. Barbara Williams Emerson, weighs in on this issue. She was a guest recently on Issues radio program on Freedom 106.5 FM. A visitor to St. Kitts Nevis at the time of the interview, Dr. Williams Emerson addressed the question of leadership today as opposed to the civil rights era, when people looked up to a dominant leader of a movement.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist all of the time, but you'll see many men get taken down before they could rise to the level of a Martin Luther King. You'll see men, young people, discouraged from leadership by them being taken off in other directions of consumerism and self-stature. But there are young people who are woke, as they say, or who are conscious, and I think that the movement is moving forward, but it is not moving forward in the scenario that we've seen it before.
Also on the show was Terry Randolph, who serves as Mr. Hosea Williams' assistant from 1965 until his death in the year 2000. She spoke of the early years of the civil rights movement and her experience working with Mr. Williams.
Hosea was a great one for identifying programs that would get the attention of not only the local communities but the national communities. So he would write up proposals, detailed proposals, and to Dr. King about where we should go next in terms of field operations. And the Poor People's Campaign, which began in 1967, the purpose of the campaign was to go to Washington and stay there until there was a medium income for all people in the United States. Hosea organized a literal mule train from Marks, Mississippi to Washington, D.C. There were mule wagons and mule carrying the wagons. And we were going back to when we were getting ready for the campaign. Dr. King had all of the staff, which at that time was probably, including all people, about 150 staff members, to the retreat. And he had never done this before. He said, I want to know that you are committed to this. We're going for broke.
Hosea Williams was an American civil rights leader best known as a trusted member of the civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King. He was inspired to join the fight for the civil rights and racial equality when, after returning home from World War II, he was beaten almost to death by attackers because he drank from a water fountain that marked whites only at a bus station. He was the only survivor of a Nazi bombing, which left him in a hospital in Europe for more than a year prior to that attack. He died on November 16th, 2000. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.